Welcome to Projection Reflection. I'm your host, Coordinato, and today we're reviewing the newest Disney film, Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. This was created, of course, by the Walt Disney Company and directed by Rich Moore and Phil Johnston. The cast includes John C. Reilly as Wreck-It Ralph, Sarah Silverman as Vanellope von Schweetz, Gal Gadot as the new character Shank, Jane Lynch as Sergeant Tamara Jean Calhoun, Jack McBrayer, I hope I'm not butchering his name, as Fix-It Felix, and another new character, Taraji P. Henson as Yes. Here's a little cool facts for the movie real quick before I get into the review. All the living actors who have voiced Disney princesses return to voice their characters in this film. So I remember seeing the trailer for this film and seeing that part in the movie and then finding out that all the original voice actors were coming back. I was like, that's freaking awesome. It was cool hearing those voices again and seeing those characters again, even if it was for just a little while. Another quick fact here is that there is a Stan Lee cameo in this film. This is his first posthumous cameo, and if you turn your head, you're going to miss it. So you really have to look for it. It's like that quick. It's really fast. So make sure to look out for him in this movie. Plot of the film is that 6 years have passed since Ralph saved Sugar Rush from the villainous game character Turbo. Ralph and Vanellope are still best friends, but Vanellope begins getting bored with the predictability of her game. Later on, an accident happens in which the steering wheel of the Sugar Rush game is broken. In order to save Sugar Rush from being trashed, Ralph and Vanellope travel into the world of the internet to find the steering wheel they need to save Sugar Rush. And that's all I'm going to tell you right now, because if I tell you any more, it's going to ruin the movie. Let's just get down to what I liked about this film. I think, by far, this film just had great animation. Just really good. Like, better than the first one, I think. There was a way more detail in this one than there was in the last one. And it is crazy to think that this film came out over 6 years ago. Because my little brother was just a little dude back then. I feel like this film had a better story than the last one. It definitely took itself a little bit more seriously. There was a lot more mature themes in this film. It showed kind of the dark side of the internet. There was even a part in the film where Ralph and another character travel down to the dark web. It hints at it. It shows a few things that would possibly be in the dark web, and they also tackle because the comment section, of course we have on YouTube, can be filled with negativity and hateful things, and I am also guilty of that myself. On social media and the internet, I am guilty of because the worst of people definitely comes out on the comment sections, and they get into that in this film, and I actually really liked that they got into that, because that actually spoke to me a good bit when I saw this film, because I'm very, like I said before, I'm very guilty of that, and it made me think, you know what, it is ridiculous the way some people act on the internet, and we shouldn't be acting like that towards each other. We should not be spreading hate. We should more so be spreading, love and kindness, and not be complete dicks on the internet. No, we shouldn't do that. We should all try and be nice to each other, and if you can't say anything nice, how's the old saying go? If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. But I like that they tackled that in this film. I like that they tackled these mature themes in this film. Great new characters. I really liked Yes and Shank. Shank looks exactly like Gal Gadot in the Fast and Furious films, because I feel like the world that her character comes from, which is called I believe it's just called Slaughter Race. There's a game that she's from in this, and she is very much the world is very much based off kind of like a Grand Theft Auto kind of world, and it's very much like Fast and Furious in a way, and I love that they did that kind of that homage to Gal Gadot's character in Fast and Furious in the Fast and Furious franchise. But yeah, and yes, I really loved her character. If you see her in the trailer, she's like the blue-skinned character. She's very much, into trending videos and all that, and I really liked her enthusiasm. She is a very fun character. Both are very strong female characters in this film, and I love that because part of the film was that it very much was based off of of girl characters being very strong characters. I loved, what was it, the trailer where the princess is do people think a big man did everything for you and saved you, and it's yeah, what's up with that? And I love that they showed that girls, girl power, girls are strong too, it's not just the guys, and I love that they showed that in this movie. Many references to existing internet properties and portraying them well. This film did it so much better than that crappy film, The Emoji Movie. This is a way of showing internet properties and doing it very, very well. I love the way they portrayed eBay. I love the way they portrayed Google. I love the way they portrayed the Oh My Disney. That was incredible. I loved that. That was so cool. The way just the way they portrayed all these internet worlds was very well done, and it was cool seeing it in that way. There's this whole thing that it shows of how when people log on the internet and what happens when they do log onto the internet. That whole sequence was great. Like I said, I really just don't want to give away too much. I really liked that they portrayed those internet worlds so well. Gotta say again, Disney princess scene was outstanding. Like I said, I loved all the voice actors coming back to voice their characters, and it was just such a good scene. It was such a fun little scene in that film, and then they had another part in the movie, which I'm not gonna get into, but that one scene where Vanellope goes into this room where all the princesses are, I loved that. It was so just innocent, and it really kind of, for me, it took me back to when I was a little kid, seeing those characters for the first time on this big screen, and just seeing them all again. Like I said, it just took me back to major nostalgia. That whole part was just pure nostalgia for people who have watched the Disney movies through the years. Like I said, Disney princess scene, very good, very good. I loved the lessons that this film taught. Of course, I went into that a little bit when I was talking about the themes of the film. Like I said, I love that they talked about about comment sections and about how the worst of people can come out on the internet, and they talk about friendship in this film, how to keep your friendship strong, and to keep even though if a friend leaves or something, you'll always be together with them. There's many lots of friendship stuff in this, lots of themes on friendship and connections with people, and I really liked that. There was a part in this film where I almost teared up a little bit. That's how good it was. Let's see, what else can I get into? This film it was an all-out fun film. I laughed out loud a couple of times in this movie. The jokes were on point in this film. I can't really even say any more because I just don't want to ruin anything. This movie was just so good. I enjoyed it so much, and I gotta give the film a 5 out of 5. like a solid 5 out of 5 score. And I think it's been a while since I gave a movie a 5 out of 5 score. Well, a new movie. Because, what was it? I'm trying to think. My last review I gave a 5 out of 5 was in my Dragon Ball Z reviews. But when it comes to new films like this is my first 5 out of 5 in a while, and I'm really happy that I got to see a movie that was a 5 out of 5 score. I will tell you, look out for a sneak peek to Frozen 2 in this film. You definitely have to stay after the credits for it, so yeah. Be sure to look out for that. There really aren't any I don't have any complaints about this film. That's why it's 5 out of 5. It was just that good. It was a fun family film, great life lessons in this film, great new characters, just an all-around great Disney film. I highly recommend it. So yeah, Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, gets a 5 out of 5. So, yeah. Oh, quick thing I want to tell you guys. I just recently was a part of a podcast that is called The Fortress of Solitudes. Well, actually, it's not The Fortress of Solitudes. It's just Fortress of Solitudes. And thanks to my friends Fernando, Matt, and Hunter for bringing me on their show. I am on episode 4. If you want to know, we talk about new movies that are coming out, like Into Spider-Verse and the next Avengers film coming out. We talk our opinions on what's coming out soon. And we had so much fun recording it, and it was a lot of fun. Those guys are awesome, and I highly recommend checking out their podcast. You can find it on iTunes, and you can find it on Spreaker, and I believe SoundCloud. So I will leave a link in the description for this video about Fortress of Solitudes, so you can check out their podcast, because it's a must listen. They are awesome. These guys are very talented. They know their shit about stuff. So yeah, highly recommend you listen to them, and I highly recommend this film. So see you later, guys.
Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger, more than ever, after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us